Hey guys, this is Brian, sub-host at FwdCompatible. I wanted to let you know about a great event at the Orlando Fashion Square Mall. On Saturday, July 13th, you can play Injustice: Gods Among Us and compete to win a Sony PlayStation 4. It's only $10 to enter, and all the proceeds go to the New Hope for Kids charity. Orlando Fashion Square is located at 3201 East Colonial Drive in Orlando, Florida. You can check out orlandofashionsquare.com for more details. Pre-register, win some cool prizes, and help support an awesome charity. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the show.
This is episode 73, part 1, for June 30th, 2013. My name's Tony, and I'm joined, as always, by my fellow podcaster, Jason.
Hi!
No Mark.
No, he's in the shop for repairs.
He's finally getting that random upgrade he needs so he can feel emotions.
He took his annual trip to Wisconsin, right?
Did he do this last year?
No, because he was supposed to go, and I guess he goes every year, but last year he skipped it. Something went south at the last
Well, then
second.
it's not really annual now, is it?
It's pretty regular with the exception of 1 year, I suppose. And our returning sub-host-ish type guy,
What up?
Brian.
Yeah.
How's it going, gentlemen? How has everyone's week been going?
Well, if I can take a second and explain my my partial absence from part 2 from last week.
You were absent from part 2?
Yes, I was not there. I guess I should come clean and tell everyone. I'm actually Batman, so I got a call. Had to go.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
True.
Boy, you're not even Phoenix Jones.
Who?
You don't know who Phoenix Jones is.
Phoenix Jones. No,
Is
who's
the
Phoenix-
Seattle superhero? There's a guy who puts on a
Oh,
suit.
Jesus. No.
There's a whole bunch of guys in Seattle who go around.
I've heard about them, but I don't know them by name.
Phoenix Jones is the big one, the one who's all the interviews and who's been arrested by the police and all that. His name got out there. I can't remember what his actual name is, but yeah, oh yeah.
Unbelievable. No.
He's apparently did some MMA or something, so he actually is fairly competent. Anyway.
Tony?
I'm looking up Phoenix Jones.
You intrigued him enough for him to look.
There's a whole book about him, man.
There's a book?
It's a black dude with bleach blonde hair.
Sweet. So he's Wesley Snipes?
With bleach blonde hair.
Well, Wesley Snipes had bleach blonde hair.
Wait, in this other picture, he doesn't have bleach blonde hair. What the hell's going on?
That's his secret identity. It's like Superman.
Secret identity, half these pictures he has his mask on.
No, the police arrested him. He was unmasked.
He's got a fucking action figure.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Dude, we could have action figures.
Can we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Some FwdCompatible action figures.
We could, yeah.
How much would these cost to make?
I don't know. I'll look into it, though.
Like $15-$20, I'll get a
No,
set.
more than that.
Like per.
But you could probably get yourself scanned and made a figure out of it with like a MakerBot or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a replicator, something along those lines. Yeah, people. I'm sure.
Or
some people
you
do
find
it.
one of those nerds in the far corner of a Comic-Con who just paints models.
Well, they'll take another model and
Yeah.
put your head on or something. Yeah, but no, these days you can get yourself scanned and made into a figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phoenix Jones. It's kind of the inspiration for that movie Super, I think.
So what's he do?
He patrols with a bunch of other people.
How do you get arrested?
There was an incident outside of a Taco Bell where he apparently pepper sprayed someone. The incident is under a great deal of dispute. He claims that they were disorderly and attacking somebody or something like that. I can't recall specifics because it's been a while.
Did he throw a jar of bees at them?
No, there's nothing like that. He takes it pretty seriously.
Looks like it. He even bought a matching Mustang.
Yeah.
And painted it to match his colors.
Yeah.
Kind of the Phoenix Mobile. I don't know. I could come up with something better than that. Hold on.
Yeah.
Give me time.
Yeah. Are we really going to waste any more time on this guy? I mean,
he's awesome,
He's
dude.
interesting. There's a book about him called
The Phoenix Jones Project.
It's called The Amazing Adventures of Phoenix Jones.
Phoenix and his Jones.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Not really.
So anyway, yeah. Tony, how was your week?
I'm doing
That's
this
where
now.
we left off.
My week?
Yeah. Or no, Jason wanted to go into his thing.
No, that's it. I'm not giving anybody any more details.
Oh, okay.
I mean...
So you don't want to tell them which 3 keys on the piano to press?
No.
Okay.
No, and it's the clock. Okay?
No, you press the buttons on the piano?
No. It's the clock. It's the time that my parents died.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
It changes.
Yeah.
Okay, because in some of the movies in the show, I think you have... Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Tony's week was...
A lot of work. My central air broke.
Ooh.
But I'm pretty sure I can fix it. And
You know how he tried to fix it? He peed on it.
I thought it was this one thing. Because the guy quoted me like $700, right? And I'm like, no thanks. So I thought it was this one thing, and I bought it for $14. Turns out it wasn't that, but now I found the problem because I was guessing. So it was a $14 learning experience. Now I know what it is, and I'm looking into how to fix it. But either way, it should only cost me around $30 or $40.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
You want the black one for yours?
I have it's the gray one, and I have that too.
Yeah. Yeah, they do have a solid black one
Yeah,
for
but
the
it's not
minis. Yeah, for the minis, like this.
Oh, it's like that?
Yeah. Bastards. Sorry. Apple talk.
Yeah.
So how did you get into a fight with a concrete median?
I didn't get in a fight with a concrete median. I was putting some mulch down.
Okay.
And this lady had this weird concrete barrier next to where the mulch was supposed to go. And I put the wheelbarrow a little too close, and I tried to squeeze my leg in between to get to the far back corner and gashed it up pretty good.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's right there.
No fun.
Yeah. Right now.
It's healing now. This was
Well,
like
yeah.
Monday or Tuesday, so it's been almost a full week.
He pulled a Peter Griffin. He just fell to the ground, grabbed his knee, went,
Yeah.
and then he peed on it.
Yeah. Well, I suppose we kick off the show with our weekly roundtable and catch everybody up on what we've been playing since the last time we all spoke.
I played a bit of Minecraft at work.
A bit.
A bit. For a
You
couple
sat
days.
there and played nothing but Minecraft.
Well, what happened
and
was I was compiling builds for the school's computers, and that's mostly just sitting around waiting for the computer to do stuff. And I offered to help my coworkers several times, and they said they had nothing for me to do for them. So I said fine, and I played Minecraft.
See, this is why I hate the terminology, or the saying rather, my hard-earned money. Everybody who's ever had a job makes it sound like every single penny they've ever earned has been the most blood and sweat-filled, grueling experience of their life when they talk about, well, this is my 3 hard-earned dollars. There's been many a day, and there's nothing wrong with that, Brian. Everybody out there who's had a job punched in one day, punched out at the end of the day, and looked back, and I really didn't do shit. Wow.
My job will
you
pick
still cash that check at the end of the week, don't you?
Well, it's direct deposit, so.
But the point is, every single penny you ever made is not the most hardest earned.
Yeah, no, I mean, it'll pick up for me next week. I had to get ready. I have to get 40 classrooms, or well, probably closer to 35 this year. 35 classrooms and about 120 computers set up and prepared over the next 2-3 weeks.
Oh, in your face.
I'll be very busy. I have to build 35 servers and all that. So that'll take some time. But I could have started that already if they would have given me a class listing, but they didn't have one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was what I did. And then I also played some more Last of Us, a little Persona 4 Arena, just to mix things up a bit.
Nice. How about yourself, good sir?
I got in an hour and a half of Uncharted 2. I burned myself out a little bit. I can't marathon like I used to, so I had to take a break for a couple of days. I am enjoying Uncharted 2 a lot more than I was Uncharted 1, which I knew was going to happen, which is fine and dandy. The only problem that I'm encountering is I'm on the urban level in Bangladesh or wherever the hell it is, and there are those bastards with the riot shields, and you have to zoom into snipe mode is what they call it. That's what they called it in the game.
Yeah, I know. You don't have to.
Well, I'm stuck in a doorway, so dude's coming right at me, and 2 bashes with the shield, and I'm dead. So,
I could take care of it in about 30 seconds.
no, I'll do it. I don't need your help. I'm just telling you the last place I left off at.
Oh, rock on.
So
Rock on.
that's all. I'm just telling you how far I am. You better get ready with the 16, 18, and under game for me.
Yeah.
However much you decided that it was going to be this week.
As for myself, I just played Last of Us and a little bit more Sonic 4 Episode 1. That's what I was trying to say.
Ooh, I got 2.
That I bought off the cheap-ass Steam sale.
Yeah.
Or not Steam, Xbox sale.
We call it the Xbox Steam sale.
Ah, naturally.
So they've got a big one coming up.
Yeah, I had a question. I had a question for you.
For me?
Yeah, I was re-listening to the show this week, and I was wondering because I was listening to the Uncharted. Why are you telescoping me?
I don't know.
I was re-listening to your Uncharted explanation.
Uh-huh.
And it sounded like you had a lot of fun with the story, but the gameplay drew you back 2.5 points ish.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know, because I don't really know if I would have. I can't think of any game that I can give a perfect score to.
Well,
to be honest,
that's the other thing I was thinking, because I remember your game of the year last year.
Okay.
With Walking Dead.
Yeah.
That had, to me, even though they're vastly different games, similar flaws, where the story was excellent and the gameplay is the only thing you can nitpick at.
Mm-hmm.
Gunplay was a little off. Walking Dead gunplay sucked. The fucking stuttering, the frame rates, all that shit. But the story was so good. How does one equal game of the year, but one equal, in your words, average game?
Because I didn't encounter a lot of those problems that you guys encountered in The Walking Dead.
Oh, come on.
I'm being honest. I'm
those.
being completely honest. 100% being completely honest.
I still haven't had a chance to play it.
I think that the difference
It's on
is,
my Steam library.
I think the difference also is Walking Dead for me was 100% progression for story, as to where with Uncharted it was platform shoot story, platform shoot story, platform shoot story. So and again I'm judging it on.
I was just wondering. I wasn't asking you to revamp your anything. Just wondering because one guy what your argument for Uncharted was exactly what held me back from crowning Walking Dead Game of the Year last year. I was very specific with that. I'm like, it's an excellent game, but you can't crown something so broken Game of the Year. That was my opinion.
What would you give Uncharted 1?
Uncharted 1 a 9.
Okay.
Easily. Probably, maybe even closer to a 10. I think Uncharted 2 is a perfect game. Uncharted 3 is very, very close, maybe like a 9.8. They're about the same, but I think Uncharted 2 had a greater effect on me because I've never seen anything like that. And Uncharted 3 just replicated Uncharted 2.
Yeah.
There was no huge
leap.
It's more Uncharted 2.
It's the same way Gears 2.
Yeah. Uncharted
Gears
1
3, yeah.
clearly has faults and stuff, but like I forgive it because I love the story so much. And I know it's a launch game and stuff, and I don't play that game for gun combat. If I want smooth, silky gun combat, I go play Battlefield, or if I want, excellent platforming, you go play Mario or something. I played that for the story.
Yeah, well, it's the same way. Like, if you were to ask me, obviously, my version of Uncharted for me is Gears. That's my current gen trilogy. Gears 1, I give probably a 7.5. Because
I guess you're just a harsher grader than me. I think
I don't particularly also too I don't care to grade.
Yeah.
But I was kind of put on the front street, like what would I give it? And that's why I reiterated it's average.
I loved Gears 1 too. I know it's the worst one in the trilogy, but I'd give that game an 8.5, 9 too.
See, I didn't love Gears 1. Now Gears 2, I absolutely loved.
Gears 2 is another close to 10 for me, maybe a 9.8, 9.7.
That's up there. But again, I think I'm like an hour and 22 minutes into Uncharted.
You're gonna
2,
like Uncharted 2 more.
And I've enjoyed it a lot more. The story is more captivating because you kind of get a bigger picture of what's going on. The only thing that has kind of thrown me off a little bit is from Uncharted 1, his transitions, even going upwards, you'd have to push up and X to jump. This one, he can kind of crawl, so it's a little bit more seamless, but I still find myself trying to jump.
Yeah.
When going, you
get used to it.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, I'm about an hour
another thing
in,
too.
so.
Yeah, another thing too is I don't know if you'd have the energy. I'd love for you to revisit Uncharted 1 like a year down the line.
Maybe a year later.
I don't even know what my mindset was the first time I played Uncharted 1 because now I've played all 3 of them 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're one of those things to me that get better the more times you play it. Like certain funny movies that the more times you watch them, they get funnier and funnier and funnier. And then, like, you take, like, a Kevin Smith movie. I know you love them. Do you even remember your reaction the first time you saw Clerks?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
See, I just thought it was funny, and then it just gets more and more hilarious to me. I don't know, like, I guess what I'm trying to get at is I don't know if I appreciate Uncharted 1 more after playing 2 and 3 and seeing it again. I don't know if that makes a difference. I really don't.
It might, but yeah, I mean, if you ask me a year from now to sit through and play it through it again, I don't have a problem with that.
No. Well, that's all. I just was wondering.
But yeah, I am enjoying 2 vastly more, which is exactly what I told everybody was going to happen.
Yeah.
And
you'll probably love 3 too. Like I said, 3's just like 2.
Yeah.
Just more 2.
Yeah. And so far, like I said, it doesn't feel, at least with some of the...
Well, they had an extra 2.5 years to polish and clean.
Well, there's that, and then also too, like even the, like I said, I got killed by the dude with the riot shield twice, and then I stopped after that, time wise. But even the deaths don't feel as cheap as they did in 1. I don't feel gypped kind of. So, but so far so good.
Oh, and also, I remember you asked me some about Andy, and I didn't even hear you during the show because I was like trying to
process what I was saying.
Yeah.
You trying not to choke
and
me?
Andy was making fun of the PS3, how it can't outdo the PS4 with shadowing.
The PS4.
No. All he said.
Xbox. No, 'cause
his exact comment was, if the PS3 is supposed to be more powerful than the Xbox,
which it is,
why can't it produce shadows in a first party game?
It's a launch game. First of all,
he's playing 3. He's playing Uncharted 3.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never seen the Shadows. Go play Last of Us and tell me.
Oh, the Shadows in The Last of Us are...
Tell me PS3 can't
Have you seen the
outrender-
video of Seth Rogen playing The Last of Us?
No, I haven't. I'm just saying, go play Last of Us and tell me the PS3 can't outrender the 360.
There are 2 interesting things. Well, first of all, you realize that he laughs at everything.
Who?
Seth Rogen.
Because he's a stoner.
Yeah, but he points out, as a filmmaker, he points out 2 really interesting things. First of all, he talks a lot about the lighting in Last Effect, or not a lot, but he mentions it a few times, and how impressive the lighting is in that, and how good the shadows are in it. The 2 things he says as he's playing it. He also points out they make a mistake with the cameras, because there's a scene in the intro where someone gets shot and blood splatters on the camera a bit, and they flip to their camera, but the blood's still on the camera. He's like, well, that wouldn't happen in Hollywood. But, yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
It's been pretty entertaining. I've seen a couple of it. I don't have the picture, but yeah, he actually sent me a picture of it. But yeah, no, he's playing Uncharted 3. That's why I told you he's actually playing Uncharted 3 on my profile. So if you see me playing Uncharted 3, don't get mad at me because it's not me. Yeah.
Rock on.
All right. So, did you go over what you played? Yeah.
Last of Us and episode 1, episode 4.
Yeah. We kind of got off track there.
No.
Dirty, sexy, news.
Competent news.
That's right. It's not dirty, sexy news.
It's not dirty, sexy news. It's just competent. It's okay.
News.
Adequate news.
Adequate news. I kind of broke things down.
It's a good size news.
It's good enough news.
It's a grower, not a shower.
Yeah.
News.
It's not the size of the news. It's how you use it.
It's the motion of the news.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
All right, so I kind of broke things down this time a little bit differently. Tell me if you like it, if you don't like it. We'll start with community news. The Pokemon Company is taking a more aggressive stance on cheaters. People are using iOS and maybe Android apps to substitute being servers to boost their stats.
Yeah, you can basically download this free app on iPhone, and you know how you go into GameStops for special characters.
Yeah, you have to walk in. I have to do that shit all the time. Give it to
You
people
can
on DSs and stuff.
You can download this app on Android or iPhone, and you can make any Pokemon character whatever level you want, whatever abilities you want, and download it. So it's actually a pretty ingenious fucking cheat.
If Nintendo would stop letting their shit be so easily hacked, maybe this wouldn't be such an issue.
Yeah.
Well, it's clever, and it's not. Yeah, it's basically it shows a limitation of of not having patchable games because these games aren't patchable. They're putting all the data in the game in advance and unlocking it when you do certain things or go certain places, etc. This is interesting because there's a Pokemon Championship next week.
Okay.
So anybody caught cheating will be banned for life.
Oh, how dare they ban me from playing Pokemon forever?
So I don't think they'll do anything for home players, but they are cracking down on it. In other community-type news, EA is going to attempt to kind of rebrand Origin as a service more than a store, which people are hoping means that they'll put their stuff back on Steam.
No.
But, yeah,
they
who knows?
will not.
They've basically said that they're worried that the idea of Origin as a store has surpassed it as a community and as a service, and that's not what they want. But if it's the only place to buy your games, well, what do you expect people to think? Sony recapped their list of PlayStation Plus titles released over the last 12 months. The total value, $1,043 that you could have gotten.
Oh, wait.
$50.
I forgot. Who's been telling everybody that PlayStation Plus is the greatest thing that ever happened to video
I knew
games?
that's why he wanted this story specifically
There
in
was
there.
some...
Who? I forgot who it was. I think he's a pretty handsome fellow, though.
Is it Santa Claus?
Yeah, maybe. It could be. It could be. He is jolly as Santa
he is
Claus.
jolly. Yeah.
No, fucking...
It's kind of rotund, too.
$50 for $1,050 worth of games. I get it. Some of the games are lame.
Yeah.
Some you're not going to like. There's a lot of AAA fucking great titles.
They've released a list online. It's a pretty good list. It's an impressive list.
I'm just saying, you spent the same $50 on Xbox Live. They didn't give you a goddamn thing besides Doritos Crash Course.
Hey, that was fun.
And I'm not saying it's not fun. I'm saying a lot of these are fucking excellent games.
It is a very good value.
Wait, hold on. I have to correct you, okay? Because by being an Xbox Live Gold member, they gave me for free Season 1 and 2 of Duck Dynasty.
It's true.
And that show is fucking brilliant.
It's true. And they also gave Happy Wars away.
Yeah.
So you might have gotten $60 or $70 worth of content for your $50.
Yeah.
Not quite the,
There's an omission.
20 times worth your investment.
Yeah, sure, why not?
There's an omission from that list because it's from June to June. Mm-hmm. Well, Uncharted 3 is not on that list.
It's just June to June. Uncharted 3 will be on next year's list.
But Saints Row is on there.
Yes.
Saints Row is on there.
Yeah, take that. Your broken fucking list.
Yeah, my bad. I guess it's almost $1,100 worth of content.
Yeah.
Not $1043.
I win again.
You win again.
I win again.
It's just more stuff.
That's fine. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right.
The sad thing is, that's not even including, the value to me of auto updates. I'd pay $20 a year for that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and cloud saving.
Cloud saving.
Nice.
And it's still, that's just the free games. It's not even acknowledging the insane, almost Steam-like deals that you get off PlayStation Plus, where when they're on sale, it's a $15 game that you could buy for $3.70.
Let's stop beating around the bush. The real value is in the shitty avatars.
Of course.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I got that dog from Jet Set Radio as my avatar.
That alone is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars annually. Mm-hmm. Don't kid yourselves.
Yeah.
I was about to get to that. That's the best part of PlayStation Plus. Not to mention the group chatting. No, what is it called?
I don't know. I've never used it.
It's so bad.
I've never chatted
It's
once
so
on
fucking
PlayStation.
bad.
I've now had PlayStation Plus for close to a month, and it's still not played a single fucking game with any of you guys.
I only ever play
No, there's this weird-
I'm like, let's play some fucking Little Big Planet karting, and nobody's like.
There's so many better games that are on there. I don't know.
But remember, I have a smaller library. Little Big Karting, fucking Little Big Planet karting is awesome. It's Mario Kart with fucking sacks,
and you can make your own levels.
nut sacks.
Though there's I don't know, something about a horse. I don't know.
Continuing on, Nintendo says they are not releasing too many Mario games. Some people agree, lots of people don't.
Yeah, this came in response to them. I guess they were getting accused of oversaturating the market with Marios and beating into the ground and not creating new IPs and just rehashing the same stuff since the 80s. Who's the guy who actually came out to comment? Was it Iwata?
I do not recall. Let's see.
You want me to jump into this? Because I got a
Senior
little
director. There's no Iwata quote in here that I can see. There's Bill Trinan, who's a big guy.
I got a bone to pick with these people bitching about Mario. Where the fuck were they 6-7 years ago when Mario was in everything on the GameCube. Everything. Like,
He was
fucking
in NBA.
They were
NBA Street.
Yeah.
Some people were there.
Yeah.
They were still bitching about
Yeah.
it. I don't think they're oversaturated with Mario. I like Mario a lot. I don't play half of the Marios that come out. Probably bored that because I only play the true Mario games, whether they be 3D or 2D. I don't partake in Mario Party anymore. I don't play Mario vs. Sonic at the Olympics or any of that stuff. I don't even know if they're good.
Oh, Tony, you are missing. I can't even finish that. They
may be good. I really don't play them. I don't know. I don't play Paper Mario. I don't play any of that stuff. I just play the true Mario games.
Paper Mario is actually pretty good.
That's what I'm saying. They very well may be. I really don't know. I don't have an opinion.
Go steal that one for Wii.
I will. I will do so later tonight. I don't have. They're just not for me. I don't think I care about them. But it goes back to what I always say. People vote with their wallet. If people keep buying these and Mario's keep selling 6, 7, 8 million copies apiece, of course they're going to make another one. The demand's there.
Yeah.
When the demand drops off, where they sold 7 million Super Mario Galaxy 3s and then Super Mario Galaxy 4 sells 800,000 copies, they might be like, well, maybe we rush this a little bit. Let's give time for people to, forget and want to replay
It's like those
Mario
shitty
again.
Resident Evil movies. You keep going, they're going to keep making them.
Did they sell more of the New Super Mario Brothers 2 for 3DS than they did for the any other recent ones, or do you not know?
The only true Mario
We don't have
games.
facts here. We just speculate.
The only true Mario games that have come out the last 3 years or 2 years, maybe, is New Super Mario Bros. 2 and the one for the Wii U.
No, there's also been another.
The Wii U, of course, is
there's a 3D one for the 3DS as well.
that was
Super
a
Mario
launch
3D Land.
That was a launch game or a launch window game for the 3DS. That was
No,
2.5,
was
3
it?
years ago.
No, really? No,
No, really? Maybe. No, really? No.
no, I don't think so.
I don't know.
We have the ability to find out.
We do have interwebs, but
I know it wasn't super recent. but-
the Wii U version is limited by the hardware. There's only
Yeah.
5 million Wii U's in the wild. How many Mario U games could they have sold?
yeah.
And the Super Mario Bros. 2
I
did
would guess
excellent.
did it really? I know it did okay. I'm sure.
Super
but
Mario Bros. 2 did really
did it really?
well.
Okay.
That might be one of the.
I
one
grew
of the,
tired of it pretty quickly.
November 3rd, 2011.
Suck it.
Okay.
Okay, well,
I'm wrong.
roughly 2 years.
Yeah.
We're
I thought
both
it was more
pretty
recent-
close.
I thought it was
We're
more
both pretty
recent than
close.
that, yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say, because that came out while I was still at GameStop.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was newer than that. I guess because I got the 3DS my first year at my new job. I just think it's new because it's still my current job. Usually I don't last that long in a job.
Don't worry, we're getting ready to fire him from here, too.
So let's move on to development news. Unity has added support for the Xbox One as well as Windows Store apps and Windows 8, meaning it is available on all next-gen platforms: PS4, Wii U, Xbox One, iOS, and Android.
Fucking A.
I think that Unity may become the platform of choice. It's certainly the platform of choice for indie games. I don't know if it'll ever become the platform of choice for AAA stuff. That may continue to be Epic's Unreal Engine. But, yeah. Also along that line, Xbox One will not include a headset because you can use a Kinect. So they feel that's good enough.
Fucking A.
Most people who don't like that are people with kids because they don't want their kids to hear what people say on Xbox. Finally, or not finally, they are working on third-party and current-gen peripheral support, possibly via an adapter. So if you have a headset for the Xbox, it probably won't work with the Xbox One at launch.
Turtle Beach is supposedly...
Hashtag deal with it.
Turtle Beach is supposedly in development of an adapter to bypass this. It'll probably be $20 or $30, but it'll save you from buying a new $80 headset.
They get a lot more expensive than that, too. They
For
get
an
the
adapter?
No, for the Turtle Beach headsets.
No, they'll have the base model that's wired. It'll be $60, $70.
No, but I'm saying, like, if you bought one for the Xbox, they run up to $350.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a huge loss if you couldn't use that on the next gen console. It would suck if you spent that money. I didn't.
No, I bought the $60 Turtle Beaches. They're great. X12s or
I've got the gears.
Tritons or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, penis.
Yeah.
Continuing, I was using the official Xbox original
I still
headset.
have 2 of those.
I never.
too.
I at some
those are
point
awful.
I stopped using a headset because I didn't care what people had to say.
It was
unless you're playing-
phenomenal for playing Gears.
If you were playing on a team with friends, it was great. If you were not playing with people that you had any sort of connection
yeah.
to, it was
Never. I never use a headset unless I'm playing with my friends.
Yeah, it's accessible.
Yeah.
I don't
Or
wanna- yeah.
even if I'm playing Gears solo, just to because you can hear where the tickers are coming from.
Okay. Phil Fish, creator of Fez,
fucking asshole.
continues to smack talk Microsoft regarding their update policy and general lack of support. Microsoft turned around and announced that they no longer charge for developers. They no longer charge their developers for updates as of this April. This may mean that he will finally fix a bug in Fez.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Just in time.
There's a lot of really old indie games that I like that I bought for like $1 or $2 off the whatever they call Xbox
The indie store?
or whatever. Like Get to the Chopper and stuff that are very fun, very broken games for $1 that obviously never raised enough money to be able to afford the patch. And now that it's free, I'm not saying they're going to go back to every indie game and finally fix it, but I hope a few of the $1 and $2 gems finally get.
I don't think this is for the indie
It's
games.
for everybody.
Well, yes, for everybody, but I think indie games were always low cost. I think because Fez was not an indie game; it was independent, but it wasn't in the indie store. It came out on the regular Xbox store. I think that's where that charge was coming from.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I haven't played that many indie games. It's been a while, but that's where Zboid Games got their start. You know, they did like Breath of Death and Cthulhu Saves the World, and they went on to do the 2-penny arcade games later on.
Fuck that guy from Fez. His game wasn't that good either.
Fez was fun. I played the demo. I liked it, but I knew it was buggy, so I
I played 5 minutes of it. Fuck him.
No, I played more than that.
I didn't even do that. That's right. I'm saying fuck that guy without even trying his shit
Okay.
because I don't like his attitude. I'm speaking with my wallet.
Good for you.
I'm not even going to waste the hard drive space
You're
to
actually
download the
speaking
demo.
with your. I guess you're speaking with your wallet. Whatever. Microsoft will appear at Tokyo Game Show this year.
Holy shit balls.
They were not there last year. Maybe they'll finally announce a Japan launch date.
It's curious. I wonder if it has anything to do with the new hardware that's launching.
Curiouser and curiouser.
They'll probably sell their 5 or 6 million units in Japan again and have that be the end of it.
They're going to Tokyo Game Show just to announce Blue Dragon 2.
The thing is, I mean, it's almost expected. You can't just forego a territory, even if you don't do well there and you lose money going to Japan. You have to
And
go.
they
You can't-
lose money going to Japan.
You know, I don't know. They could just make a shitty video of the president of fucking Xbox standing against the wall with an American flag behind him, you know, and talk about a bunch of shit that nobody really cares about.
Talk about already announced games.
Yeah.
Take them on a virtual tour of
The showroom
yeah.
floor, which looks better than the actual presentation that you're presenting.
Yeah.
That's always an option.
They can even give them a shitty feed.
Yeah.
Like really bad, where it's choppy and stuff.
And then edit it afterwards.
You know,
so
it could
that
cut-
when I
it-
watch
it
it,
could
And
cut-
then
it's
include more material in the edited version when less people are watching.
Yeah. It could cut out right in the middle of Halo. That'd be awesome. I think that's a fucking winner right there.
We should work for
Winner, winner,
Microsoft.
chicken dinner. That's right.
good. You really said that.
I did.
The Oddworld HD developers want to make a Metal Gear Solid remake with the Fox engine.
False.
False? They
False.
want to.
Oddworld Inhabitants is no longer making games. Just Add Water, the gentleman who are in charge
That's what
of
I
the...
said. The HD remake.
You said the
I said Oddworld
developers...
HD.
Fine.
Bam!
But
Fine.
that's fine. No, go for
Just
it.
Add Water, the gentleman who are
That's
remaking...
Brian dropping the mic.
Who are remaking...
Abe's Odyssey, right?
Yeah, Abe's Odyssey and calling it New and Tasty, I believe. They heard that who's the guy who made
Kojima.
Kojima.
Yeah, wants to possibly hand over a remake to a third party.
Yeah.
And they threw their hat in the ballot. Later on, it came out
That it was a mistranslation.
that it was a mistranslation, and he's not looking for a third party, but
But they still want to do it.
that'd be cool. I
I
trust
would
those
play
guys.
it.
They're the ones that up-resed Stranger's Wrath and Munch's Odyssey on Xbox and PSN, and they did an amazing job. I've played them on the PS3. I don't know how they play on the Xbox, but they're good. They're a really good developer at taking already made games and up-resing them and keeping true to the form and not messing with the formula that made them such fan favorites in the first place. So if they take it over, good for them. I'll pick it up. I like those guys.
Cool. In kind of international news, Saints Row 4 has been refused classification in Australia due to the alien anal probe weapon and drugs that give the player superpowers. State of Decay was also refused classification, so their new R18 plus classification seems kind of useless.
It does. It's a little weird because basically what they're saying, I'd understand very, very restrictive ratings.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. If you're telling me like a 24-year-old in Australia can't handle a dildo,
They can't. Because if you mix Fosters with Wallabies, you become crazy. I don't know. They don't even like Fosters in Australia, apparently. That's a misconception here in the U.S. due to advertising.
probably it's
Stuff.
It's a really bad beer. It's not good.
Apparently, they also don't say put another shrimp on the Barbie.
Well, they might, but only in the case of putting shrimp on a barbecue grill.
My world is no
Crumbling.
sense.
Shattered.
That's
They
no
don't.
knife. This is a knife.
That's a spoon.
How to speak Australian.
All right, let's move on to things that are releasing. Microsoft is launching a browser-based version of Xbox Music.
Yeah.
Shruggaroo. Another PS3 firmware update came out. This one should fix problems with the previous one. If you had those problems, you'll have to download it and throw it on a USB stick and boot from that in safe mode. Yes, that's right. PS3 has a safe mode.
Yep.
Layton Brothers Mystery Room is out on iOS. This is a spin-off of Professor Layton titles for the DS. It stars his son, Inspector Alfendi. It includes like the first level.
Professor Layton?
I've never played it. I've downloaded the iOS one to give it a shot, but apparently it's very similar to Phoenix Wright. Gesundheit.
Who?
Phoenix Wright.
Objection!
Oh.
I was trying to get set up for that because I had sneezed during the first time you said that.
I think I played a little bit of one of the Professor Laytons. I think I bought
sold
one
pretty
for my
well.
girlfriend at one point, or stole a demo or something. I don't know, something like that.
Also being released, Minecraft is adding horses and horse armor.
Yep.
Valve has released officially the Steam trading cards to the masses. So you can earn these trading cards and trade them for stuff on the Steam store.
Objection!
3 games were added to the Humble Bundle with Android 6, which I believe was our prize last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So that person is also getting Waking Mars, McPixel, and
Andrew
Netsky
Dillon!
HD.
Who didn't email me back to let me know that it worked?
Semi-Secret Software, their puzzle game Hundreds is now available on Android. XCOM Enemy Unknown is on Steam for Mac. And Netflix's Max recommendation service launched on the PS3.
Yeah, and it's coming to iPad next week.
Is it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's they're going to roll it out to the different platforms
Slowly,
over time.
yeah. That XCOM Enemy Unknown on the Steam for Mac is also the first Steam release for Feral Interactive, who is a porter of Mac games. Gaming on the Mac is weird because lots of games do come to the Mac eventually, but they get thrown in the Mac App Store.
Yeah.
Rather than Steam. The only one I can think of that didn't do that would be Borderlands 2 was released on Steam.
Yeah, they do have it in the Mac App Store, though.
Yeah, they do as well. But so yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. Those guys need to get on the ball with that. Those Mac porters suck at that part of it. Rumors. Google is reportedly developing an Android-based game console. Reportedly. There's no news beyond that.
It's probably in response to the rumors that Apple may be developing something similar, and probably seeing the success of the Ouya take off. They're probably like, why let someone else make all this money off our shit? And they're probably gonna make something too. Either way, I don't think what people are thinking Apple and Google are making are gonna be anywhere close.
Well, it's been rumored for ever.
Well, Apple, not Google.
Well, but the Google TV could have been a game console as well.
But see, that's what I think. I think if Apple and Google do actually develop consoles, they're going to be closer to what the Ouya does as opposed to what the PS4 and 7
Which makes that that April Fool's joke for the Apple console. Now you can play Angry Birds. Even
That's
more realistic.
It's more or less what they're going to be.
Yeah, I mean, the Apple TV is basically the same as like an iPad 2 in terms of power. It's got I think it's an A5 processor. Maybe it's an A6, but I think it's A5.
Something 2 or 3
And
years old.
like
if it's
512
Apple.
megs of RAM or something like that. So it's enough to play
We're gonna let that slide,
iOS
buddy.
games.
Because you're outnumbered here, just so you know.
I'm not scared.
Yeah.
Apple's processors are pretty good. The step ups, they do pretty well. For considering their mobile processors. Anyway, the WTF of the week. kind of creepy and disturbing news. A founder of Precursor Games, which you may recall is the successor to Silicon Knights. So Precursor is the successor.
Say that 6 times.
Makes sense out of that. They're the creators of Eternal Darkness. So one of the founders, Ken McCullough, was arrested by Niagara police on charges of child pornography.
Oh, God.
1 count possession, 1 count making child porn available.
Oh, Jesus.
And 1 not making it, but making it available.
See, he sounds to me like a distributor.
Yeah, so basically
as opposed to a patron of the arts.
Well,
okay, that's no different than, are you cooking the meth in the lab or are you selling it to the kids out on the street?
I would say
no different.
Yeah, it's either way.
Either way, he should be castrated.
It is another black mark on Precursor Games, who is already in a lot of trouble and of questionable repute to begin with.
They fired him pretty much immediately.
They did. They pulled all record of him from their site. They put out a statement saying that he's no longer with the company.
They crispin wad him, huh?
You would have thought he worked for Microsoft with how fast he got fired after
I
was going to say, they crispin wad him, huh?
Oh, yeah.
They just erased him from history.
Oh, yeah.
What happened with Crispin Wad?
You know, when he committed the double murder suicide all those years ago?
I vaguely remember
WWE completely, he's in none of the records anywhere. They've erased him from the history.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, take that.
All right. In better news, crowdfunding. Double Fine's Massive Chalice Kickstarter ended with $1.2 million in funds raised. Their goal was $725,000. So that's happening.
I don't know how I feel about them double dipping though.
Well,
especially
it's what studios tend to do is they produce games.
Yeah, I get that, but they didn't. I mean, they don't even have the first one done.
No, but he's been putting out I mean, first of all, it's Tim Schafer. You know he's actually doing it. It's not some
I would
random
care
guy.
more if it was Tim Schafer doing Brutal Legend 2, which he wanted to do, and EA said no.
Well, yeah, what can you do though? I mean,
You can make it. You can crowdsource it.
You have to buy the rights from EA. EA would have to give them up.
You could make a total other game in the same vein, with Jack Black and Ozzy Osbourne and Lita Ford and Rob Halford. It was phenomenal.
It's a slippery slope. They could try it, but anyway, that happened. Kickstarter is also launching in Canada this summer, so Canadians can now give money to Kickstarter.
How's it boot
Totally
that?
get fucked.
And ex-King of Fighters developers have started crowdfunding to finalize a fighting game called Yatagarasu Attack on Cataclysm. It's on Indiegogo. If you're into the old school King of Fighters games, the pre-Playmore team.
I don't like Indiegogo.
Because you don't get the money back if it doesn't reach
Yeah, if it don't reach its
If it doesn't
goal,
reach
they
its
get
goal,
to
they
keep
still
their
get the
fucking
money.
money.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
It is. But the game has been out.
I know. There's a whole Kickstarter topic of the week.
No, I'm thinking of doing it today. A Fireside
Okay.
chat. I'm thinking of doing it once you wrap up this.
That's cool. I'm
crowdfunding.
almost done.
No, not news, just the crowdfunding.
Just the crowdfunding? Okay. Well, yeah. So, yeah, the game has been in development for a while. They have released previews of the game, so it is out, but they want to finalize the game
I
completely at this
guess.
point.
I still don't like Indiegogo.
So, go ahead.
Okay.
It's,
This has been weeks in the making, and I'm ill prepared because I didn't know we were going to have so much crowdfunding to be talked about today, or else I would have actually made some bullet points. So I'm just going off the top of my head with a few of the major bullet points. This whole Kickstarter movement is a little aggravating to me. I don't support any of it because this is not a new idea. This has been going on forever. It's called stocks and the stock market. The principal difference between stocks and a Kickstarter is with stocks, you get to invest into the company. And if the company or a product that a company is developing, and if the company is successful in whatever their endeavor is, you get money back. You are investing into the company. There's potential for you to actually earn by lending your money out to the company. What Kickstarter does is you're basically investing into a company that is going to make a ton of money off your investment, and in return, they give you a game.
You get a door prize.
well, yeah, it depends on what you give. Sometimes you don't get anything.
It is brainless. If these companies want to do this, they have to open themselves up to public sharing. Then they can take all that investment money, produce their game, and rightfully hand out portions of the profits to the people who invest in their game. You're basically prepaying for something that you know absolutely nothing about. If you take a big developer, somebody like Tim Schafer, something that you have a little bit more faith in, that's double-headed because you know he's going to make a good game, so maybe you feel a little bit more comfortable about lending your money out to him, knowing the product you're going to get is okay. But then there's a lot of these celebrities that are millionaires that are starting to utilize Kickstarter. You got the guy, Zach Braff, who I'm a big fan of, the guy from Scrubs, the main character. Big fan of him. He took out, the guy's a millionaire, and he's taken out a Kickstarter for like a few $100,000 to finance some kind of side project.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're a millionaire. You don't need people to invest $20 ahead into your project.
He was paying part out of pocket, I think is what he had said.
That's why. Well,
and part of it was.
But it's his thing. Either go talk to the dude who made Scrubs, who's currently making Cougarland,
Cougar
and have
Town,
him
sir,
help, or
Cougar
whatever,
Town.
whatever the fuck it is, and have him finance this, or go talk to NBC or whoever the fuck, what was it, Comedy Central, who actually sponsored that show, whoever it was. Go talk to them. They know you're successful. You had a 9-year smash hit comedic show on their station. They'll help you out. There's better ways to do this. Kickstarter is all smoke and mirrors, and basically you're giving everything to these people so they have zero risk because they are utilizing your money. They're risking your money on a project that they're going to make all the profits on. That's why stocks are better. You can invest in a company that you believe in, and sure, the turnout may not be correct. They may lose money, and they may lose what you bought into the company. But that can happen with Kickstarter, too. You can invest your $150 in something you think is going to be excellent, and then it sucks, and they're not going to refund your money.
Well, it may never come at all. There's no liability on their part. In Kickstarter.
Exactly. There's so much wrong and so little right with Kickstarter, and so many people are flocking to this new medium. I don't. Go ahead, please chime in.
Really
please.
quick. Two things, and it's not video game related, but it's Kickstarter related.
That's right. Yeah. That's
first off is Kevin Smith was originally going to do Clerks 3 on Kickstarter, but much as you were saying, he goes, it's like a big fish jumping into a small pond. He goes, I can guarantee that I'd be able to pull $5 to $7 million off of Kickstarter, but I don't need it. He goes, I have money. I can refinance my house and make my movie and make my money back. He goes, what Kickstarter really is it's for the people who don't have the money or have an idea but don't have the funds to do it.
See, but I still
here's
think
part 2 to it.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the Chicago band I Fight Dragons just dropped their record label. They went back independent and they put up their new project for their new album. What they did is they said, all right, to buy our CD would cost $15 on iTunes or whatever. They go, for $10, we're going to give you the CD. So you're pre-buying the CD from us. Then, as we continue to make money, we have our, what are they called, the stretch goals. And we just keep adding to that core package and building up from there. To that extent, that's the proper way to do it if you're going to do it. If you're going to go, all right, we're going to make a game. FwdCompatible is going to make an iOS game. We're going to charge $1 for it. Our Kickstarter should be $1 then, because you're pre-buying the product then. And then, as you grow, you add your stretch goals and build onto that and add more content and everything. And that's when you make it worthwhile for people. But I'm totally, I agree 100% with you on 99% of it. But I do like the way that some people do it with going, you do $10, you get the album.
That's the problem, though. Is this was developed exactly for people like us. None of us have an exorbitant.
Yeah, I was going to say don't bash on it too much because we might end up doing.
We don't have an exorbitant amount of money. We can't say FwdCompatible really did want to make a game.
We want to make a studio,
and we couldn't afford it or whatever. Okay, it's still wrong because you're supposed to do what you used to do back in the day and go to the bank and get a fucking loan. You don't ask fans for their money to put into your hopes and dreams.
Buried us. Now I can't do a Kickstarter for us.
Well, but the problem is when you open the door like this, you're gonna get celebrities and millionaires and all. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not mad at the celebrities. Take full advantage. When you find a loophole like this, take fucking advantage of it. Because why risk your own money when you can risk the peons out there who are going to invest in your Kickstarters?
Well, I guess
why lose your own money when you can lose theirs?
To tag up on,
that's the problem with Kickstarter.
To tag up on the Kevin Smith story, because Clerks 3 is going to be his last movie.
He says that every movie.
Hold on here.
I remember. Listen, when I was at the Red State premiere, he's like, "I'm not doing another movie after Hit Somebody." Hit Somebody isn't even out yet.
Well, no, Hit Somebody is not becoming a movie.
Oh, it's not.
It's a miniseries that's been picked up by a network.
Okay.
So it's 100% picked up, ready to go.
Okay.
He said, well, if I'm going to go out, I want to go out with what I started. Let's do Clerks 3. And he said, I paid for Clerks with my money. I want to pay for Clerks 3 with my money.
My thing about Kickstarter is it does not make sense for established businesses sometimes. It does make sense if you are an individual who just wants to put out a quick product. The thing about going to a bank for a loan is sometimes banks just won't give you a loan, and maybe they have a good reason, like you are a risk.
They have an excellent reason. They have 20 mathematicians using algorithms that prove
sometimes,
that you have poor credit and you're not going to pay this debt back. Kickstarter doesn't have that.
No,
you could be the biggest schlum who ever pays off your bills, and you just have people mindlessly investing in your project.
There is some level of vetting, but it's not particularly deep. I couldn't just go and make a Kickstarter and I was like, give me $1,000, I'm going to make a game. They won't do that. You have to have some sort of proof that you can follow through. But they don't vet very deeply.
How do you think we're going to get our equipment for our new studio? Soundproofing and all that stuff.
So I think that for small groups, in terms of stocks, don't look at Kickstarter as an investment. It's not an investment. It is I want this and I will pay money to see it happen type of a thing. That's why I gave money to the Ouya thing, and it took them a long time to follow through on that. I get it. I would say about half the Kickstarters that I've funded have come through to completion. I spent a lot on Kickstarters like last year. I got a little crazy with it. I Kickstarted a bunch of games.
Not as much as your buddy.
I spent $1,000.
Jay
kickstarts every board game.
I know, but Jay is financially irresponsible. I am not. And Jay and I have had this discussion before.
Did you Jim cook him?
Huh?
Did you Jim cook him?
No. What happened was Jay.
So inside that it's not even funny.
Yeah. Jay, I one day said I wasn't playing poker because I didn't want to spend any more money that month. And Jay says, "Well, don't lose at poker then." That
was just like a month or two ago, wasn't it?
It's not the first time he said it.
Yeah.
Which is, completely denying that poker is gambling because it's gambling. Anyway, so my sense of Kickstarters is you can't consider an investment. I try not to. I've been cutting back a lot. I kickstarted the Double Fine. I kickstarted the Ouya. The first one I kickstarted was for a movie, which still has not been completed. So it's a little frustrating, and I definitely see the cracks in the system, and I've definitely stopped.
I kickstarted something that I thought was going to be a sure bet, and then they canceled it.
Was it Shadow of the Eternals?
No, it was MC Chris's cartoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What happened? Did he get?
He said we weren't gonna make the goal, so he canceled it.
Oh, well, see, here's the thing. Sometimes when you start a Kickstarter, if you get enough attention, a bigger company will come in and invest. That's the other thing. Kickstarter is also PR, if you want to get your product seen, because sometimes big companies, even if you have a good product, the companies don't pick it up. You work with Minnie. Have you ever worked with Minnie at your store? She used to work in publishing, and she's talked about all the great books she's read that have never been published because they just can't think of a way to sell it. Kickstarter would be the way to sell that. So there is that, but it is an easily abused system that people misunderstand a lot.
And people should abuse the shit out of it. I'm all about that. When something is in place that's poorly thought out, and someone comes around and finds a loophole or workaround, exploit the ever living shit out of it. Do it.
I agree, but I also disagree with the one regard of, if done properly, it can benefit the artist or whoever the case may be, and the fan.
It's a way for independent companies,
truly independent,
truly independent, without going into debt or without having to compromise or give up their rights
for interest. I mean, like I Fight Dragons, they're like us. They're our age. Gamers probably have a normal 9-to-5 job, right? If they were to go through the process of trying to get a loan from a bank and all this and that would add months, maybe even years to the process. And then they have to go in and do everything. This is a quick influx of cash to get the product out there and stay relevant.
I don't know. I like I Fight Dragons, but if they were bigger or more talented or more mainstream, they wouldn't have this issue. It's the same thing with a lot of these indie developers and these book writers. If you were a better author or a more recognizable author, you would have the financing.
But there's that barrier to entry. This removes some of the barrier to entry.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys aren't.
I mean, if you want every movie,
I think Kickstarter is completely broken, and people don't understand what they're doing. And there's better ways to invest your money.
If you want every
Kickstarter
movie,
should never go through.
If you want every movie to be the same, every game to be the same, absolutely don't.
If you want to fix this, give your investors a kickback. That is the way you do it. You want to put out an album that's going to make $20 million. Tell them you're going to give
There's too many people for that.
No, there's not. It's not. It doesn't have to be a substantial. Hold on. It doesn't have to be a substantial amount of money. Say I Fight Dragons. Let's use them as an example. This album makes $50,000. I Fight Dragons deserves a large portion of that. But you promise 10% of all profits after it's all said and done go back to the investors with some kind of algorithm that gives them
over what period of time?
Over
what period of time?
So the Kickstarter gets complete.
This is why Hollywood is such a mess, because everybody who's in a movie that has a big name gets a percentage back of every movie they're in. Even smaller people. If you're in a commercial, you get a percentage every time the commercial gets aired. If you're on a TV show, they get the syndication.
I didn't say royalties. I said, okay. Say you take the first year of profit. No.
But they'd have to say, like, the first year of profits. There's so many stipulations upon it.
It's
makes it a mess.
easy to fix, though. If you make $50,000 off this in the first year, and you promise 10%, which is only $5,000,
you'd have to hire accountants to handle all that, though. That's where it gets complicated.
I said after the proceeds. Okay, the accountant can be considered an expense that comes out of the proceeds. The 10% remaining gets divvied up, but depending on what you invested into the company. Every other company does this. Kickstarter's. It's not. This isn't.
Yeah, but when you give money to a company, it's for the company, not for a specific product. Kickstarter is about a specific product.
This isn't like some huge tricky ordeal. Every other company that has shares,
but here's
does
the thing.
Exactly.
Not
this.
every company has
the
shares.
The only company that doesn't do it is Kickstarter.
No, but not every company has shares, and.
Yeah, but nobody invests into the company if they don't have shares. If it's a privately owned company, nobody invested anything into it, so nobody deserves any of the proceeds.
Well, the person who created it, and then they go into debt to the bank that they get the loan from, or the person who created it takes the risk.
I have an independent owned company.
Right.
I'm the future owner of one. We don't owe a bank anything. Nobody invested in our company. We don't owe anybody anything. So we get to keep the profits.
It depends on the product you're selling.
If somebody helped us get started, you would have to pay them back. You would have to give them some kind of profit on their investment. This is how shit has worked since the beginning of time. I don't get to go give me $10,000 so I can start this landscaping company, and I'll cut your lawn a few times for free since you invested in my company.
But the cost to start a landscaping company is significally lower than producing a game or something like that.
Not true.
Hold on.
It costs almost $100,000 to open up a landscaping company now.
Hold on. Time out.
It's $50,000 on a truck.
I completely agree with you. Okay, I do. But I also see where Brian's coming from, where we're talking about not investing into a company, but into an idea.
That's what Kickstarter is supposed to be.
A significant
Every company,
difference.
when you boil it down, was just an idea that came to fruition. That's all it is. I don't know. You guys, we can move on because I don't want to eat up too much time on this. It's clear we disagree on it. You guys aren't going to convert me. I think
we're not trying to.
I think Kickstarter is a terrible way to invest.
The last comment that I have is the point that you made of this is how things have worked since the beginning of time. Shit don't work right anymore. That's not how it works.
It works fine if you have tons of companies out there making your fucking favorite company, Apple, is making ass loads of money. And you know what? They pay their shareholders accordingly for investing in Apple.
But to invest in Apple
Apple stock is worth all-time highs.
I'm saying, coming from a point of an upstart, shit don't work how it used to be. Okay, you used to be able to walk into a bank and go, "I've got a fucking $1 million idea. Give me money," and they would. The bank would invest in you. Now, with the way the economy and everything works, that don't work.
The bank isn't really investing in you. They're using people's savings accounts to invest in you. It's people, and that's where interest rates come into play when you are putting money into a savings or checking account.
I get that.
But you don't get interest on those anymore.
You get a little bit. It's very, very little. Okay, but you're getting money. You're getting some. I'm not saying, let's go back to I Fight Dragons. I'm not saying they have to hand over all their fucking profits. If you invest $10 into their album, you should get the album plus $1 or something. I'm not saying I Fight Dragons has to be like, give me $10 and we'll make you 50 and give you the album.
I think the record keeping on that would be prohibitively expensive.
I don't know.
I think it's. I personally, I think in a case like that, it's a lot more simpler to go. You can, and it's the same. It's kind of.
I think that the larger investors, if you give like a grand,
it's the same idea with the Ouya. Okay, you were interested in it,
and I said from day one, I'm not going to.
And that's fine. You're going to buy it when it comes out. You can invest in it early, okay, and get it up front, or you can wait until the product's finished. That's the world that we live in. You have an option.
Yeah.
So, moving on. Do we have more news?
There's some
More news.
more newsy stuff.
Do you guys need to hug it out now?
No, I'm not.
So-
it's just a discussion. I don't care.
Continuing on the money and business, Atlas, makers of the fantastic Persona games, are at risk. Their parent company in Japan, Index, faces bankruptcy.
You know who I wish would go bankrupt? NCSoft.
Are they doing okay right now?
No.
I don't know. Nobody in the MMO space is
They're
doing well.
down like 30%.
Even Blizzard
It's
is going
fucking
down, right?
great. Blizzard's fine,
I thought their subscriptions went down.
but they're still okay.
Well, they're
but
okay, but they're not
NCSoft
doing as well as they used
is
to.
dying
They
a
got
slow
Activision.
death.
They got Activision.
Yeah,
Activision.
NCSoft is dying a slow death, and I couldn't be any more happier.
Far Cry 3.
Because they're gonna have to start selling some of those fucking properties.
And you want one of those specific properties to be sold.
I'm not saying, but I'm just saying that one of Tony's favorite video game publishers was interested in purchasing it.
Insomniac or Naughty Dog?
Sony was interested in purchasing it at one point, even just to sit on the property.
City Heroes or
City of
NCSoft?
Heroes. City of Heroes. Just to, even if they
See,
never
that would have converted Jason.
they never even said it.
Jason will just come in waving Sony flags.
It could have just been to sit on the property so that there wasn't another competitor out there for DCU. But at least they would have had it, and not these fucking commie bastards.
Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon sold 500,000 copies and boosted Far Cry 3 sales.
I'm buying this game for one reason, and I just found this out. The fucking soundtrack is done by Power Glove. Big video game. Yeah.
It's very 80s.
Which further goes to support my theory that if you make good DLC and DLC type stuff, it will improve sales of your other previous games.
I agree.
Zynga is nearly 900 million in the hole, 879 million. They spent more than 300 million on acquisitions in the last 3 years.
This is my version of NCSoft. I cannot wait
For Zynga to go
these
away.
fucking guys to go under.
They need to
They
die.
made a career out of stealing other people's ideas and
Yes.
rehashing them.
And buying up the competition and drowning them immediately afterward.
They
Yes.
are bad company.
Yes.
Yeah.
Former Square Enix CEO Yoichi Wada is now their chairman of the board. You know, because of how successful they've been lately.
Square. I've said this many a times. It wasn't for,
Do you have-
if it wasn't for Eidos.
I wrote that down. So I wonder if
Do you
could
have
say-
the story about Kingdom Hearts on there?
No.
Okay.
Why?
Where it's
This
so
is-
big. That's
this-
so big that they can't even fit Disney
No,
levels in
no. With Kingdom Hearts 1, they're doing a
The
fucking
remake.
remake,
Yeah, the
right?
HD remake.
They lost.
to redo it.
They lost the original fucking build of the game.
That is not uncommon in Japan.
Like,
it's not
it doesn't
uncommon in
exist
industry-
anymore. They have to rebuild the
It's
game.
not uncommon in industries in general. They don't archive their data long enough. And this goes into kind of like my thing, how I talked about game preservation. They don't do a good enough job of keeping these games playable for the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much like the Panzer Dragoon games can never be replayed because the code is lost.
Yeah. It's
So
gone.
if you
Doesn't
don't have a
exist.
Saturn in the disc, the game is gone. And a Saturn is not easily emulated because it's a really weird system. And if they had hung onto that code, they could have found a way to port it over. Can't do it. So that's not an uncommon problem, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah. It also just shows the commitment to their legacy that they have. in
They
my
have, they
opinion.
don't think about it at all. They
Yeah.
don't. They're not. And this is a whole other discussion, but businesses in general are not forward thinking these days.
Yeah.
I don't think
They're not
think-
forward compatible.
They think a quarter or a year ahead, and that's
Yeah.
it. Obligatory sports news. Just because I always try to throw something in there because I don't think about it on my own. NHL 14. The cover will feature New Jersey Devils Martin
Brodeur.
Yes, he's the first goalie
Marty.
featured since NHL 97.
Are you sure?
That's what they said in the article.
Okay.
It could be wrong.
I don't think they ever had a goalie on the cover, but I could be wrong. Yeah, Marty Brodeur, the future Hall of Famer, one of the probably the best goaltender ever to play. And it's interesting because today, New Jersey just picked up Corey Schneider from Vancouver for some draft picks.
Amazing.
There may be a few hockey fans out
Yeah.
there.
No, I'm saying that's awesome. And then there
I
was
like
that
hockey.
guy with the puck in the mask.
Yeah,
They,
that's,
they scored a hell of a touchdown in that last
Yeah.
game. Did you see?
Yeah.
yeah.
Great 3-point shot.
Hell of a home run from that hockey player.
2 goals in 17 seconds.
Okay. Delays the NVIDIA Shield from June 27th.
I was at the store when you called. When you called, I heard the tears over the phone.
I was really excited for this. Every time something like this happens, I lose a little bit of interest.
What the fuck is this thing?
The NVIDIA Shield. It's a console.
It's a tablet.
It's basically across from your tablet and a console. It's a little 5-inch screen with a controller attached. It's got an NVIDIA Tegra 4 processor, so it's got all the Tegra optimized Android games. It runs Android, but it's vanilla Android. It's not a custom Android. So you get updates more quickly. It still updates from NVIDIA. It's not direct Google because it's not a Google product, but it should be easier for them to upgrade because there's nothing special on it. And Plants vs. Zombies 2 was delayed from July 18th to later this summer.
I'm pissed about that. I really was looking forward to playing some Plants vs. Zombies 2.
Isn't it mobile only right now? I'll wait for the console version.
I own it on my phone and on my Xbox. That's how much I actually just enjoyed that mindless fucking game.
It's fun.
Yeah.
There's a big Xbox Live Ultimate Game Sale this week.
Steam sale!
Info will be on Major Nelson's blog/Twitter. There's a ton of games.
WWE 13's on
including
there.
The aforementioned Far Cry 3? Yeah, Far Cry 3.
But not Blood Dragon.
But not Blood Dragon, yeah.
Nothing really great. I looked at it.
And finally, the Game Critics Awards for E3 2013. Best of show include Bungie's and Activision's Destiny, the Oculus Rift, PlayStation 4, Titanfall, and Watch Dogs.
Yay, Watch Dogs! Don't care about any of them.
Best original games, Destiny, Fantasia, Music Evolved, Rain, Titanfall, and Watch Dogs.
Yay, Watch Dogs!
Nothing really surprising beyond that. Best hardware, Oculus Rift, PlayStation 4, Blade from Razer, NVIDIA Shield, Xbox One.
Blade's that's a gaming laptop, right?
That's the Razer gaming laptop.
Yeah,
it's actually pretty slick looking and fairly powerful for the size.
Still not slimmer than a MacBook.
But it's very close to a MacBook Pro. It is actually. I've looked at pictures. It's really close.
I know. That's why I was looking at the comparison.
I thought about it for my next laptop, but like that battery life's not great on it though.
It's like 45 minutes.
Well, any gaming laptop's not gonna have great battery life.
You turn it on and it's at 10%.
Yeah, I mean for gaming, it's just graphics cards kill it. All right, that's all the really big stuff, and that ends our crazy amount of news.
News.
When did we start? I mean, like, when did we start? I don't remember. Start yelling for the news because that was the Gmail thing.
A long time ago, I think, dude.
I just don't remember when it was.
There's a lot of forgotten gems that we like. Remember when we used to do anytime anybody said MMO, I would go mo.
No, I don't.
We don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
That's for the OG.
Yeah.
FwdCompatible fans, the people who've been with us for over a year. Those are like the first 15 or 20 episodes. It was great because somebody would be trying to have a serious conversation. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, this MMO is great," and I'd cut them off and be like, "Mo."
So I basically filled the role of what you used to do. Just cut people off and make them lose track, huh?
No, because I would only do it once in a while.
Nah.
You just cut people
I just
off
beat it to the fucking
constantly.
Beat it to death.
Yeah. You beat your dick like it owes you money.
Oh, because it does.
Fucker borrowed $10 from me the other day. I didn't get that shit back.
So I guess it's time for...
Alright. Oh, God.
Is it time for,
We're gonna start it off.
Sorry to do Mark's
for you.
Okay.
Alright, because this one's directed solely at you. Magnus asked, if Forza and Gran Turismo were cross-platform, which game would you choose and why?
I already know my pick. I'm thinking of how to answer. I knew instantly. And I'll tell you, it's Forza.
Dun, dun, dun.
If you were going of all time, it'd be Gran Turismo, but Gran Turismo forgot how to make racing games as of late. I would get Forza hands down. I'd actually probably prefer it on the PS3 currently.
Okay.
I think the controller is better for racers. That's one of the few things it's better for is racers and fighting games.
Okay.
Most of the other stuff, the 360 wins hand down. It's just the better universal game. Gran Turismo lets their Japanese roots bleed too far into the game, and there's nothing wrong with that. I understand it's a Japanese game, Japanese developed for a Japanese console. But when you boast 1,000 cars and there's 60 versions of Honda Civic SIs, and then there's like one Camaro, it's a little bit of bullshit. Forza's a lot better at unifying the true passion.
Appealing to the masses?
Yeah, the true passion of cars. There's tons of American cars, new and old muscle cars. There's tons of European luxuries, the faster cars from Europe. There's a lot of great Japanese cars to pick from as well. But, anybody who's played Gran Turismo knows exactly what I'm talking about. There's 900 Nissans and another 600 Hondas and another, 400 fucking whatevers. And there's like 2 Fords and 1 Chevy. Like, Chevy up until 2 years ago was the world's largest auto manufacturer for about a century. And for them to have 2 or 3 cars in your game is a little unbalanced. Mm-hmm. And then, Honda was like the 5th or 6th biggest auto manufacturer at the time, and not significant in the racing world. Not like General Motors or Ferrari or Porsche or Ford. Honda's like a blip on the fucking radar in the real racing world, unless you're counting just strictly Japanese racers. But if you're talking on multinational platform, Honda ain't shit. And for them to have, literally 50, 60 cars in one of the games is a little weird when you have 1 Corvette. It's just weird.
I mean, for me, and I'm not a huge racing sim fan like you are, but just the level of customization that you're able to do in Forza, just with like the being able to draw your own body skins and stuff, kind of appeals to me a little bit more.
Forza's just more fun nowadays. Gran Turismo kind of lost its appeal. Its menu system is a fucking mess. Mm-hmm. Everything's like sloppily done. I know it's a common complaint that a lot of people out there know, but with like GT5, half the cars were so cool. They spent so much time detailing them. They drew out the entire interiors where you could sit in the cockpit view and have the exact, not just some like vanilla fucking background. It was the actual background of the cockpit of the car that you were driving. It was really cool. And they sit there and spend a lot of time, constantly measuring every little nook and cranny. Even wheel hop is taken into account in Gran Turismo, which is unheard of. That's basically when you're taking a turn at X amount of speed. The way that the planetary gear set works in your rear end, one wheel is spinning at a different speed as the other one to compensate. Because this, if you're turning right, the back right wheel has to go a shorter distance than the left back wheel to make up for the turn. So they have to spin at different speeds. And sometimes when you're going really fast, the inside wheel actually skip because it can't keep up. It's called wheel hop. And because of that, your car will shift a little bit. And Gran Turismo actually takes that into account. That's how painstakingly they try to recreate real-world racing. All that stuff's excellent. But then you look at some of the laziness that they put in the games with the backgrounds. And they literally, there's 700 or 800 cars that they boasted for Gran Turismo 5. A couple hundred of them were just Gran Turismo 2 cars. They literally said not Gran Turismo 2, Gran Turismo 4 cars that literally said PlayStation 2 on the graphics on the side of a car in the PS3 game that came 5 years into the PS3's life cycle. It's just and then you look at the boys over at Turn 10 and what they do, and they don't make those mistakes. So I mean, it might not be as painstakingly detailed in some aspects, but it's a far superior game. Okay. I love them both, though. It's like picking who's your favorite kid. I mean, obviously I just did it, but I like Forza a lot better now. As a whole, I think the Gran Turismo series is better. But right now, Turn 10 is blowing Polyphony Digital away.
Any thoughts, Brian?
No, I don't really play realistic racing games.
I don't think we have any racing fans, because I go off on the car tangents a lot, and nobody seems to care. Did anybody out there play racers, or am I just talking to myself when I talk car games? Just curious.
Austin asked, said, what is your favorite song from Rock Band, Guitar Hero, etc.?
I only played Guitar Hero 2,
I
want to say. And Strutter is my favorite song.
Really? Kiss?
Yeah. I love that song. It wasn't about playing it. It was like it was like one of the easier tracks.
I'm just like that. That's kind of funny because it's like Kiss.
Yeah. I'd be sitting there like singing along and shit. I love that fucking song.
Brian?
I never owned any of the Guitar Hero games, but I did own the original Guitar Freaks way back on the PS1.
That counts?
And I liked the Chicago Blues song.
Okay.
But I've always sucked at rhythm games. I can't do rhythm in music. I've never been able to pull it off. So I don't play them a lot.
One of mine is Clouds Over California. It's one of those new metal, fast, crazy-ass songs but it's a lot of fun to play. That and Freebird. Freebird is awesome to play. It is. Let's see here. We've got Crowd Strife. Yes?
Gets to play on Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII.
He asked, has any movie or TV show got gaming right? Apparently not.
I'm trying to think of anything. I always flash back to Hackers, which got everything completely wrong.
I actually like how, even though it's just kind of like a background thing, but how Big Bang Theory handles playing video games. It's fairly authentic.
Sometimes better than others. When they first started off, I think they were. I think the show has gotten a little too. I hate to say it's gotten too mainstream because I don't think the issue is that it's popular. I think the issue is that they've kind of dumbed down the show in some ways and tried to make it more.
Yeah,
Mass.
I mean, when you have
appeal,
have like a practically a whole episode dedicated to the fact that Penny kicked Sheldon's ass in Halo.
Yeah, and early on she got addicted to World of Warcraft or something similar to
Age of Conan.
Yeah,
Age of Conan. Yeah, with the Cheetos in her hair.
Yeah,
and then Sheldon called the police when his World of Warcraft account got stolen.
Yeah,
yeah.
So there's some funny stuff there. There was also a really good episode of Community where they played Dungeons and Dragons, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
They also did an 8-bit game in Community where one of the main characters, Pierce, his dad's like a eccentric billionaire, and as his when he died, in order to get his inheritance, Pierce had to complete
kind of like
a game.
Tron.
No, well, kind of. What happens is when Pierce is younger, he tells his dad to invest in video games because they're going to be huge. Because their family's like they're moist towelette barons.
Okay.
And he's like, you said that video games would be huge, but now arcades are shutting down left and right, and moist towelettes are still sold everywhere. Something like that. And so that he makes him play through this game, but he makes him play with his friends, and they all have whoever wins the game gets the inheritance.
Really?
So they're all playing to win the inheritance, and he's also playing against his dad's former assistant, basically. And they kind of did like a Minecraft style game, where you're picking stuff up all over the place, and it's a whole world to explore, and it's very racist, very very racist. It's pretty funny, and it's kind of cool.
I think
someone's actually gone in, and they're trying to make the game in real life.
Jesus,
it's pretty cool.
I think the World of Warcraft episode of South Park actually
was
fairly accurate to how.
Yes.
How that happens, especially with the trolling and whatnot.
Yes, I will grant that.
Tony?
As far as true video game movies go, like what I think people think when they think video game movies, like the Mario Brothers game movie.
I love that movie.
Or Tomb Raider and its sequels. As far as those go, no, there's never ever been a good video game movie. But there are great movies or documentaries, if you will, about video gaming, and or some
game the movie.
That's one of them I was going to bring up, or some that base the movie around video games, but not a particular video game.
You mean like the American classic, The Wizard?
I don't know. I've never seen it. I've never like if they take a particular character. Like Lara Croft and try to make a movie out of her, usually it's going to be shit. But when there's a movie that's based around a bunch of gamers...
Like Noobs, starring Jason Mewes.
One of the other examples I was going to bring up. Those are excellent. I really enjoy those when, like Noobs or Indie Game the Movie.
Have you seen Noobs?
Yeah.
It's a horrible fucking movie.
I like that movie.
I mean, it's completely B fucking comedy cheesy, but it's great.
It's on Netflix. Dude.
Yeah,
it's a great game, or a great movie. I enjoyed it a lot, man. I really did. I like Fistful of Quarters.
That's right. Wreck-It Ralph kind of got it.
It's not
in terms of.
I got problems with Wreck-It Ralph.
Really?
Yeah, my problem with Wreck-It Ralph is it becomes fucking Candyland halfway through the movie. And I understand it's supposed to be like a Mario Kart world and everything, but it didn't have enough video games in the second half of the movie to really appeal to me.
Wreck-It Ralph missed. It started so cool, and it had such great ideas, and then it just became about that stupid little girl and not Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
And it missed.
I think Wreck-It Ralph 2 will be far better, which they are doing.
That's it. Add it to your queue, sir. Watch it tonight. It's a good movie. Have you ever seen Chasing Ghosts?
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
It's another great one.
I think that's on Netflix too.
Yeah,
I think I've seen that on Netflix.
So I mean, there's a lot of good movies that are maybe where they're centered around video games, but they're not a particular game trying to be ported over to the
So like
movies.
Grandma's Boy.
Grandma's Boy, another excellent video game movie. Yeah, exactly what I'm talking about. When it's something like that, I enjoy them thoroughly.
Tony needs to see The Wizard.
I think you do.
I can't believe he's
Is
never
that
seen
on
The
Netflix?
Wizard. I don't know.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't think so. But it does star Fred Savage and Jenny Lewis of Rilo Kiley.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Because stuff like that, I
have it,
enjoy
though.
them a lot.
I'll let you
If
borrow
I
it.
had to pick the absolute best true video game movie, I'd probably go with the first Resident Evil. Then I think they got really lame.
I still had issues with that fucking thing too.
I would say Mortal Kombat was still the only.
Oh,
one
Mortal
that
Kombat's
The
okay.
original Mortal Kombat was
Mortal
good.
Kombat
was
was
not
okay.
a fantastic movie, but in terms of being true to the source material and still being a decent movie, it
I don't
pulled
know,
off.
man. Nobody can top Raul Julia as fucking M. Bison in Street Fighter.
Okay, here's the thing: horrible movie, fantastic cheeseball performance.
Yes.
He knew he was gonna die after that movie, and he just went all out. He really did.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
like,
but
this
he
will
alluded-
carry on my legacy.
He alluded to that much in interviews. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. Well, that is our listener questions for the week. We're going to hop into the Impoverished Geek question of the week.
which I just closed like a dummy.
Womp womp.
All right, here we go. So the winner of this will get the Humble Bundle weekly sale, which is Clyde Entertainment's Shank and Shank 2, both fantastic brawlers, redeemable for Mac or PC. The question of the week.
I'm going to steal these.
This is a Metroid history question. Name the platforming skill that first appeared in Metroid Fusion and became a power-up in Metroid Zero Mission.
One more time.
Name the platforming skill that appeared in Metroid Fusion and was a power-up in Metroid Zero Mission.
Tony, where are they going to send the answer to? We did.
Well prepared. You know what? Let's do Facebook.
On Facebook.
You have to.
Send us a message on Facebook.
No. One of the maybe it's called. I'm not good at Facebook. The one where like when you guys write us a question.
Right, they're right on the wall.
You're right on the wall.
A wall post.
Wall post.
Okay. And just so you know, you can visit us at FwdCompatible.org. Here's the Facebook page. Facebook.com/FwdCompatible podcast.
And you must like the show, even though I'm pretty sure you do if you're listening to us.
Twitter is at FCompatible. YouTube.com/FwdCompatible. We're available on iTunes and Stitcher. We are on Xbox Live and PlayStation Network, which is FwdCompatible. We have an entire Steam community dedicated to us. Just search FwdCompatible. And as always, you can send us emails at FwdCompatible you can always send us emails to FwdCompatiblepodcast@gmail.com.
I think I'm going to start morphing it to that point where it doesn't even sound like I'm saying Gmail anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just groaning. .com. All right, guys. This has been episode 73, part 1. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Catch us next week, same time, same place.